Hello, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Being Beautifully Honest podcast. And today I wanted to talk about somebody who is trending at the moment. At the time this episode is released, she may not even be a thought in the atmosphere anymore, but I wanted to talk about it. And it's Simone. And I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't even know who this was. And that's not a shady comment. I'm just being honest. I really didn't know who she was because I don't follow a lot of people on social media. And so if I've never heard of you, I've just never heard of you and I don't follow you. And that's why I didn't know who she was. I'd never heard of her before. I'm not big into a lot of the so-called influencers on social media because I feel like sometimes a lot of them are just, it's flash and it's, it's not real. There's no real genuineness about them, and it is just to make a quick buck. And a lot of people can say there's something on social media that they really aren't, and it's just real. But she made a comment. Actually, she made a few comments that people were just not feeling her for, but the one that I'm here to talk about is regarding her saying that she will not date a man with a 9-to-5 job. Now, I guess she's 29 years old, so she's still pretty young. She's, I guess, doing good for herself because she's got her own business and, she's doing a number of things to make money online. And that's the thing that people are doing these days. I'm still learning that myself, but I'm not one of these people who are on social media hustling in order to make a quick buck. I am a legitimate entrepreneur. And when I say I'm a legitimate entrepreneur, a business owner, I mean, I pay taxes, I pay employment taxes. I haven't real employees that get W-2 forms. I'm not just someone that has a couple of virtual assistants that are doing things for me that I just pay them a few bucks here and there. And having that type of business where I have brick and mortars, it's a whole other ball game than making money online. Making money online is great, but that is not something that can be sneezed at. But a lot of times people can make money online selling products that are not the greatest, and they've made the money, but they may not really have a lot of good reviews for their products because people may feel shafted, they may feel it's a sham, the products were not great. So you make that money instantly, but do you have longevity? And I've been a business owner myself, brick and mortar, since 2008. And I've been an entrepreneur since 2006. So the online arena is a lot different than in a brick and mortar. And I'm still learning some things about it. But sometimes I just find a lot of these online so-called social media influencers and entrepreneurs online that say that they've made millions or whatever, do they really have those receipts to prove that? And they may. I'm not saying she doesn't, but I'm just saying all of that to sum up my thoughts on social media influencers. But this article that I saw, it talked about her and it's calling her an actor, comedian, singer, social media influencer, author, and self-proclaimed manifest queen. And so I'm looking at all of these titles and I'm like, okay, well, what is she really? What really is she? But she did an interview on Nick Cannon's show, Nick Cannon Mornings, and she was asked, so it was something that she was asked. She was asked about her dating preferences. And she said he can't have a 9-to-5. He can be a hustling entrepreneur. And so I'll play a clip of that so you guys can hear exactly what she said. And then I will share the rest of my thoughts on it.
He can't have a 9-to-5. I mean, he could be a hustling entrepreneur.
So you want him to be you want CEO status.
Yes.
All right, so you heard what she had to say. And it has offended a lot of people. I personally feel that she wasn't trying to offend anyone. I do feel that the way she speaks, it can come across as a bit ignorant. So, and when I say ignorant, I'm not saying she's stupid, but what I'm just saying is just unlearned, not very, just not very fluent with the speech. So she may say things that translate in a different way, or the tone in the way she said it may not sound like she meant it. So some of the people who saw this, they were really disgusted by it. One commenter said, "Who is B. Simone? And why is that caterpillar eyebrow ogre talking S? LOL." Is it sad that I really didn't and still don't truly know who B. Simone is besides the tweet I discussed earlier, wrote another one. And that's actually what my thing was. I didn't know who she was. I'd never heard of this girl before. And just because people have never heard of her before, I mean, obviously it doesn't mean anything, because you can be successful in your own right in the city and state that you reside in, and nobody in any other city in your state, and definitely across the country, may ever know who you are, but you still can make millions. That has been my experience, because my business has made millions over the years, but I am not well known. A lot of people don't know who I am. So it's not about proving really who you are when you have a business. It's just about proving who you are to those who decide to invest in your products or your services, and so that you can make that money. So apparently she's done that to a number of people, where she's got over 5 million followers, and she's been able to amass a number of dollars for the products or whatever it is that she sells. I still don't really know, what she does. I saw something about a makeup line, B. Simone Beauty, but I still have not, for the life of me, really figured out who she is. But the thing about the comment, here's where I can agree with her. I can understand what she means by saying, if I'm an entrepreneur and I'm dating someone who has a 9 to 5, he won't understand why I'm up 3 a.m. working, because it's not his lifestyle. I get that part, but it's how it was said, because she said, you can't clock in or out. But you have to be on CEO status. Do you think there are no CEOs that don't clock in or clock out? And most people, the clock in, clock out thing is not really like you have a time card and you're going in and you're punching in and punching out. No, your hours are what they are. So if you're salaried, but you have your hours. And some people who are salaried, they work more hours than people who clock in and clock out, and they still make the same amount of money. They are not eligible to make overtime. So Xing someone out who has a 9 to 5 job really doesn't make exact sense. Now, if she just came out and said, look, I'm in a certain tax bracket now, and I went through a lot to get to where I am, so I really don't honestly trust people who may just be working at the gas station or working at Wendy's, or some fast food restaurant. So I have to get with someone who is in a certain type of career lifestyle versus somebody who is just working, a job where they're making a lower hourly wage, because I don't want to take the risk of being used by somebody. I think people could understand if she came out and said that, even though some people would still take offense to it, because let's just face it, you're never going to please everybody. Not everybody is ever going to agree with you. You just can't make everyone happy. But again, it's the way she said it, and it's the tone, that it was said. Because Nick Cannon was, he was like, really? Like, he has to be like just on CEO status, but for her to say, he has to be an entrepreneur. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who are not making any money. And I'm quite sure she doesn't want an entrepreneur who's not making any money either. But it just sounds like what she tried to say did not translate the way that it should have translated if she wanted more people to understand where she was coming from. You guys let me know how you feel about it. Do you agree with her? Do you feel that especially if you're a female who is an entrepreneur, you have to be with somebody who understands what entrepreneurs do and they're not questioning their every move? Now, I can get that because, like I said, guys, I am a business owner and I've been for many years. My husband, he has a good career, but he has, when in the beginning, he's questioned. Well, why do you have to go to this place? Why do you have to go to this conference? Why do you have to, go across the country? Why do you have to go to this course and class? And, and the questions would come up. He didn't understand it. And it was a new thing because I went from having a so-called 9-to-5 job when I was a legal assistant to going into entrepreneurship. It was something that was completely different. My lifestyle completely changed. So we have been married for many years, so it was something that he had to get adjusted to. Now it's been many years now and he has understood, more, and he has become adjusted to it, and I'm, doing what I have to do and he understands it. But she may not feel like explaining all of these things to somebody who may have a jealous spirit and who may believe that if she's up at 3 a.m. online, that she's, chatting with people who are in her direct messages or something like that, when it's not even that. I'm just operating my business. So maybe if she said things a little bit differently, I don't want to get with somebody who's going to be questioning what I'm doing, because if I have to do something at 3 a.m., I just have to do it. I don't need you questioning me about, am I cheating on you? Am I, the people who are sending me direct messages, these are guys that are trying to get with me and I'm hollering at them or whatever. I'm just saying, I can understand that. Nobody who is really working hard and they are on the up and up and they're just operating their businesses wants to be questioned about things that have nothing to do with the business. So I can get that. But people are saying that she's canceled. I don't really know. I mean, the cancel thing, people bring that type of stuff up all the time, but then something new will erupt later and people will forget about that situation for the most part. And then that person will be able to just do what they've normally been doing, and then things will usually go back to status quo. So again, I still don't know who she is. I still probably won't be following her, won't be buying anything that she has. I heard that she has a book that pretty much was like, people were knocking it, saying this just looks like something that she just threw together. It's not, a real book, but she's selling it for $25. But hey, I mean, people bought it and she made the money from it. Whether people weren't happy with the purchase that they made because they thought it was something different than what they purchased, that's, for them to give their opinion on. I didn't buy it, don't plan on buying it, so I really don't know. But you guys let me know, what do you think about what she said? What do you think about her? Do you get where she's coming from? Do you agree with her? Or do you feel that she is arrogant and that she feels like she's above people who work a 9-to-5? I don't know if I would say she feels like she's above people who work 9-to-5 jobs. I just feel like she's like, this is the mold that I'm in, hustling to be this entrepreneur, and I've worked hard to get to where I am. So I just don't really want to deal with somebody who's got a mindset of, this is all I'm going to do, work this job, get this paycheck, come home and watch TV, when I don't really have time to sit around and watch a TV show when I'm trying to work on my business so that my money can grow. I just think that's all she really meant. And again, she's still young. No, she's not a baby, but I just see her as being young and just saying some things where she just really wasn't thinking, and it just didn't translate well. But those are just my opinions, guys. I don't know her. Can't say that she didn't mean offense by it or she wasn't looking down on people. I just don't feel that she was trying to do that, but I could be wrong. So you guys let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. And thank you so much for supporting this podcast. You can check the links in the description box. And thanks again for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. This is the Minister of Beauty here to share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. So until the next episode, have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.